What's up, U-Skillz Army? Welcome to an Unlocking Fun in Google Earth. Just a friendly reminder, the Earth is hollow, not just a round freaking solid ball full of magma. And they're hiding the big entrances to the inner workings of Hollow Earth on Google Earth here at the top. And quite painfully, obviously, here at the bottom. Alright, let's get back to 3D. What I want to talk about is the movement of the West Coast in America. So, this is the United States of America, and the West Coast is Washington, Oregon, and California. And they only recently joined the continent. About 1,000 years ago is when they merged with the continent of America. And I'll show you a couple reasons why I believe this. First off, there should be a picture here. This is an old map of 1,000 years ago, and it's showing continental U.S., and there's a giant landmass off the coast. This giant landmass is, of course, Washington, Oregon, California, and Baja California. That was 1,000 years ago. And there's evidence to this move here in Google Earth. First, I want to look at the ocean. So, as we can see, there are lots of stretch marks. I've talked about this before. The ocean has a bunch of stretch marks and a bunch of movement marks. And we can see plainly here in the Atlantic Ocean, there's a giant scar where the continent separated. And you can see right here, that part of the scar is a perfect outline of the east coast of Africa there, and the west coast of Africa there, and the east coast of South America there. Now, this is the most plain scar, the most obvious scar that we can see of the separation of continents. The scars I want to focus in on are these 4 stripes here. Those 4 stripes. Those, I believe, are showing us the West Coast movement into the continent of the Americas. So, let's go ahead and zoom in on this top one here, which is actually pointing right at California. It's pretty defined. Let's get rid of that. Let's follow it. So it goes this way. It kind of breaks off here. There's like a huge movement here or something. And it kind of comes down here. And then comes all the way over here. And it looks like it may have started somewhere over here. Let's take a look at this line here. It looks like it ends about there. And look at all the lines in between. That's crazy. So we got this defined line here, but from where it looks like the West Coast started moving, there was, quite a big disruption. Look, this is Hawaii. Interesting. So, the West Coast might have been somewhere around here. And then it looks like Hawaii came in through maybe a meteor, or maybe it just came in through here. Kind of like what it looks like Japan's doing. Japan might be on its way to America, might join the West Coast. Because you can see here that it's pushing. And we're getting like a ripple, a fold over of the land from where it's pushing. And that's not the only area that underwater you can see pushing. You can see pushing there. There's a lot of pushing over here in the Philippines and Indonesia, and over here next to Australia. And there's also pushing from this big crack in the Atlantic that show the Great Divide of the continents, and the opposite end of that, on the west coast of South America, you see the folding of the continent. And then let's see if there's anything like that on the east coast of Africa. Not very much. There's a little bit. So, I mean, you can definitely see that there's been folding going on and a lot of pushing. Look over here near Cuba. That's quite the defining line right there. I don't know exactly what's going on with Mother Earth. I haven't done, calculations, but it's just so interesting to just look and just imagine what has happened. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I think, guys. I think you can tell a lot about what Earth used to look like from the scars you see in Google Earth in the oceans. And the biggest ocean being the Pacific Ocean. And there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of push, a lot of scars. There's a lot surrounding Hawaii. Like, it's a giant impact crater. It's all very crazy. And what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Well, I'll look into this and see what the heck I can make of that. There's so many lines to look at. But I was interested in looking at West Coast specifically because of the swimming patterns of salmon. So salmon, I live up in Salmon Creek in Vancouver, Washington. So over here, these mountain areas is where the salmon go to do their spawning. And they go all the way down the rivers into the estuaries to spend some months there to get used to salt water. And they come out into the ocean, and some of them just stay near the coast. And those ones only live for about a year. So they stay out in the ocean for about a year, and they go back to spawn again. And then each one that gets older, each one that stays out in the ocean longer, they have a bigger journey. So the longest a salmon lives, or the oldest salmon, they live to be about 7 or 8. And they spend 7 years out in the ocean. And their path brings them all the way out here. Probably following the path of where the coast used to be. And they're just following their senses back to the grounds where they used to play, because that's what they do. They follow their senses back up the rivers to spawn. They probably follow those senses out into the ocean to find where they used to play and hunt and eat. So, I mean, those are the reasons why I believe West Coast used to not be a part of the Americas. Hawaii might be on its way. Japan might be on its way. We don't know. And it's going to take thousands of years probably for movement to keep going. Or it might be very quick. This scar in the Atlantic looks like it was done very quick. Do you guys see that? The editing job here on Google Earth isn't the greatest, but they edited it to close up the holes, so there's going to be a bit of glitchiness. Like that. Alright guys, anyways, I'm kind of just rambling on, getting sidetracked, but I'm just in awe of our planet. I love this planet so much. And I wish we got to see more of it, you know? But for whatever reason, the powers that be just don't want us to yet. And just a little between us type of thing, because I'm sure a lot of people have stopped watching by now. I believe Trump wanted to buy Greenland so that we can get closer to the entrance of Hollow Earth, because it is right next to Greenland. And then we'd have a straight shot right into Greenland. So, tell me you guys' thoughts on that. And tell me you guys' thoughts on the West Coast joining the continent recently. And any other thoughts you might have on the planet. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.